Hi, summer starfish. It's Ms.Amanda again. So if you watched my video before with my interesting science experiment that didn't work exactly like I was thinking, sometimes that happens, right? Well, today I have musical water. So this is an activity that is in your curriculum for this week. And what it pertains to is you get some clear, like glass jars or glasses or whatever. And if you're doing this with your bigger person, make sure you know that you're careful with these, because if you drop them, they could break, and getting glass in your foot or in your hand is no fun. So I have 4 here. I think the activity calls for 5, but I didn't quite have 5. I kind of like them all to be kind of the same length. But what you're going to do, and you can modify this to make it a little more challenging, so you can actually use a measuring cup and talk about, like, 1/4 cup, 3/4 cup, a half a cup, and kind of see which one is more. I'm just going to pour varying levels of water into these, but you can definitely make it more challenging by using a measuring cup and really talking about the numbers, because just exposing them to numbers, because math is literally everywhere, right? So this is really fun. You can also add watercolors, like food coloring to the waters if you want like different colors so you can actually see. I might do that too. So we're just gonna add just a little bit of water to this one. Then in this one, I'm gonna add a little bit more, so it's more. And I'm gonna keep going up in my levels. You can even put, like, if you want your child to help pour the water, you can even put lines, like with a Sharpie, so it'll wipe off on the water, and then they can pour it up to it. And that's really good control of the hand and pouring and practicing, because in the classroom, they do pour their own milk. And we talk about, holding the glass, pouring it, and that's a really good skill to learn. And if you don't mind possibly having a little bit of a mess, it's a really great skill to learn, to let them try. I would even suggest maybe putting it on a tray or a towel, so if they do spill, it's not quite as catastrophic, but I am going to add a little bit of food coloring to these just so we can see the different colors. I think it might be helpful. So I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow to that one. And I think I have, I have some green. I'm gonna add some green to this one. And I'll add a little bit of red. And I'll add a little bit of blue to this last one. All right, so I am gonna mix these up just so we can really see the colors. If you watched my last video, I talked about primary colors and secondary colors, right? So red is a primary, yellow is a primary, blue is a primary, green is actually a secondary color. If you combine blue and yellow together, you're going to get green, which is what I was trying to do with my experiment, but it didn't work. So I apologize, but still watch my video because it's still a pretty fun experiment to try. So here we have our different varying levels. So I have the red, which is kind of low, the green a little bit higher, the yellow, and then the blue with the most. So what you can do, this is really fun, is you can take a chopstick, a pencil, a stick, anything that's kind of, that they can tap with, and you're just gonna go like, did you hear that? I want you to listen one more time. Did they all sound the same? They sure did not. So different levels of water in a glass, they make music, and they can make different sounds. So if you add more water, less water, makes a different sound. So like my red, so from the top, they sound slightly different, right? And if you hit them from the side, this one's a little bit higher, right? You hear that? So I'm going to just hit once and you're going to hear it. So the more water, it makes like a higher sound than this one makes like a lower sound. And it's really fun if you can get like, if you start with like, you know, a third of a cup, a half of a cup, a fourth of a cup, you know, a whole cup, 2 cups, and just kind of go up a little bit. You can go as many glasses as you would choose. I have 4. That's just what I had. But it's really fun to just kind of let them tap away. And let them hear the sounds and see if they can tell you what differences they hear. Ask some questions like, which sound do you think is higher? So talk about, you know, pitches, right? So it's really good practice to talk about pitches. Like, so if someone's being, you know, really loud voice or really low voice, or we play songs and stuff like that to say hello in your low voice, say hello in your high voice, you know, so they can hear pitches. It's also really fun to maybe do like a pattern with them, you know, like tap, 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 and see if they can follow along. Patterns are great with this. Talking about why do you think this one sounds different than that one? Letting them just describe to you. You know, it's fun to just let them kind of talk. And you can just say, oh, okay, and then continue the conversation, you know, continuing asking questions that are open-ended that are going to get them to describe to you. It really practices with language. It's a fun activity to do with family, so it brings you together. And they get to learn other skills like pouring water and mixing colors if you really want to, and all of that. I'm sorry, my cat just caught her play mouse. It's just a fun activity. It's called Musical Water, and it's in the curriculum for this week, also up here on YouTube. So you can watch me do it, and then you can try it at home. Let me know how it works. I hope you enjoy it. Bye, guys.